Tour Junkies.
What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the 2025 Memorial Tournament presented by Workday from Jack's Place, Muirfield Village in Ohio. This is the betting show where we might talk a little betting, but we're also going to talk a bunch of other stuff. We got our boy Matt Every here, Pat Perry with me. Gonna talk our favorite outright bets, some top 10s for the 7th signature event of the year, limited field. Gonna talk about the golf course and have a good time. I'm back. You guys did a great job last week in my stead.
Thank you.
I heard the trash talk though. Saw some people in the comments. You know, Matt. We know Matt likes to look at the YouTube comments, and I happen to take a look. I think it's funny that there's a couple people out there that still have not figured out that I don't do Tour Junkies full time anymore. If you haven't figured that out by May 26th, yeah, you've not been paying attention, because I am definitely not doing Tour Junkies full time anymore. But you guys did a great job, and you know, you're really incentivizing me to miss more often.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay.
I didn't know you were going to go that direction.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are just so good, and I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed.
Well, you know, sometimes we need you, DB. Sometimes we need you. I know you like hearing that, but yeah, we do.
I don't like what kind of mind tricks you're trying to play right now.
I don't either. And you know
I
what?
don't like it
Here's
at all.
what I think. Here's what I think, Matt. DB knows something that the everyone listening doesn't know.
What?
And that's that you and I have maybe had a few cocktails today because it's Memorial Day.
Exactly.
And you know, I went and played golf today, which always means I'm going to have at least 2 beers on the front, 2 beers on the back, with maybe a few after. So I feel like DB's taking advantage of me right now. Maybe us.
It's entirely possible. You know what? That actually reminds me, Matt. Maybe you can help us, Matt.
Oh, this is going to be good. What is this?
So in a couple weeks, what do we have, Pat? In a couple weeks.
Oh, we have a member guest. We're 2 weeks out now.
We have my member guest, which we didn't get to play in last year because it was during the hurricane, so it got thrown out. Me and Pat have probably played in it 4 times now.
Oh no, it's actually more than that.
5? No way.
I think.
Where is this at?
The champion.
The champion.
Champions.
Yeah.
And man, we've just underperformed, man. We've underperformed.
Mm-hmm.
We've been second. We've been second in the flight like 3 times. We've been leading the flight going in the last match like 2 times. We just can't get to the shootout. We just want to make the shootout. And sometimes it's been me, sometimes it's been Pat, sometimes it's been both. But you know, Pat was talking about how when he plays golf, he's got to drink, and he drinks, and he's got to get his levels right.
Oh.
And so what kind of, like, if you're doing a
go ahead, sorry.
like that, like what do your levels have to be like nowadays? I mean, obviously you would never on tour, but
yeah. I don't know, man. I still feel weird answering this question. I'm not a massive drinker. I will drink, but like beer for me, this might shock some people, but I've never gotten into drinking beer. I've actually only drank beer once in my life, and it was it was at Oktoberfest because that was the only thing there. But the reason I never got into beer was my first job. Hold on, let me fix this. There we go. My first job, I was a busboy, and at night at the seafood restaurant in Daytona, at night I had to take out the trash out of the bar area, and the smell of like the stale beer just ruined it for me, dude, at a young age. So never got good. I'll drink anything else, but I'm like anyone else. I got my levels. They might not be as high as Pat's are, but they're there.
Well, it just kind of depends. I mean, these days I feel like my level, it's a different level, but I like to have it just enough where I don't have the yips on the first hole.
What is that like? Is that one tranny and
usually
like an addy or something? Or what are we talking about?
No, none of that. No addies.
We might need to try that though. I mean, because
I've never tried that before, but
Pat does come out the gates pretty slow in these events.
Yeah, it's usually
Is it a big Calcutta, this event?
Yeah. Usually though, at least one tranny before we tee off, maybe a screwdriver. Bloodies, I've gotten to be where I don't think a Bloody Mary helps at all. I feel like a Bloody Mary is too heavy on the stomach.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes those nerves are a good thing.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case with us.
I mean, listen, Matt, you've never topped one off the first tee and hit a tee box, literally hit the tee box marker, bounce back behind you. You've never done that. So, I mean, how do you know?
Done that?
How do you know?
You've done that?
He did that on the very first,
Mhm.
first swing of, I think, maybe 2 member guests ago. The first swing of the member guest. We get to the first tee. We're jazzed up. He's got his levels right. We're good. This is our year. We're getting to the shootout.
Got his levels right.
He hits a driver, and you played with him. You saw how high he tees it up. The tee is this high. The ball looks like it's Epcot.
Yeah.
And he topped it into the metal. We have metal tee markers, kind of.
Yeah.
About 10 yards in front of us, the metal tee markers in front of us. It bounced up in the air and landed in the bushes behind us.
Oh my gosh.
The first swing of the member guest.
The year after that, though, man,
some pretty good entertainment for the
very well. There's a video the year after where I hit one out of the water and holed out for birdie.
By the way, boys.
Oh, look at that! You got your T-shirt. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, we may have to check in with you. We may need you we may need you some sort of a standby line, a lifeline in a couple weeks when we're on the course and we need, either some motivation or a pep talk, or we need something. We got to have our boy Matt Every on the line ready.
So you're just not getting to the finish line, is what it is.
Just not getting to the finish line. Yeah, but a lot of it is slow starts, very slow starts, rough starts.
Oh.
There's been a couple years where we're up against a match with people that we should be taking care of easily, and we end up losing, or we don't get enough points out of it that we need, and then we look back on it and we're like, God dang, if we just wouldn't have started like idiots, we'd be in this. So we got to come out the gates. You know what I mean?
I try the Adderall if I was you guys.
You heard it here first, folks. Hashtag try the Adderall. Put it in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We appreciate our friends at SoBet, by the way. Speaking of Adderall, you have to be on some good Adderall to just scroll SoBet and get all the winners that are going down over there every single day, every single week. The leaderboard's popping. They got their big contest rolling right now. For $1, you can give it a try this month if you click the link in the description. The code should pre-fill there. You see it on the screen if you're watching here, but it'll pre-fill. Check it out. Every possible sport you can imagine. Vetted handicappers knowing what they're doing. We're up about 16 units now. We've had a couple slow weeks. We've had a couple rough weeks, but we're getting back. We're still up 16 units on the year, just in golf. That's good. We're doing good. Exclusive bets dropped on there every single week, so try it out. What is Ben Griffin? Who is he?
He's like a cartoon character. A little bit.
Dana's husband.
He's a 2-time winner on the PGA Tour. He's about to be a Ryder Cupper.
He's about to be a Ryder Cupper. He is 13th in the Ryder Cup standings. Speaking of Ryder Cup, Pat mentioned the 2-time winner who won at the Zurich with his buddy Andrew Novak, who sits number 8 in the Ryder Cup standings. Are we ready to have Ben Griffin?
I am
on the Ryder Cup. You are?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
He's entertaining, man. I mean, he's different. Like
he is, yeah.
He's different for sure. I know he kind of looks like your normal white guy, but I don't think he is at all. I don't know. When it's on and he's on, I'm entertained. I don't know why I am, but I'm a lot more entertained than if it was like Novak. You know what I'm saying?
I'm Team Novak here. I mean, I don't mind being.
I'm just talking entertainment value. I'm not saying I appreciate one or the other more than the other. But I don't know, man. I think it's a cool story. You look at his golf swing. It doesn't look like, man, this guy's going to be a stud out here. To me, it doesn't. But it works. That guy's been just living on front pages of leaderboards for a while now. I mean, it's been a while.
Do you think it's his name?
What do you mean?
Well, you have a boring name like that on tour. Like it just sometimes
it's a good name. I think it's
a boring name. It's not a bad. It's
not a point. You got a point there, Pat.
It is. It's a boring name. Matt Every makes me want to look at a scoreboard, at a leaderboard. Ben Griffin does not.
I think.
What if Ben's name was Smiley Kaufman?
Yeah, absolutely, all over it.
Want to watch? Yeah.
That's a great name.
That's a great name, but there's a lot of boring names in golf. But Now you just made me forget what I was going to say about
I'm
Ben.
super impressed with what he's doing, dude.
Oh,
Super impressed with Ben Griffin.
Is it just me, or is there a little Spieth in him? Like,
I see it.
doesn't he get in trouble a little bit, or he
I
hits
could
some,
see it.
doesn't he hit some weird kind of squirrely
But
shots?
also just, yeah, exactly. It never feels like he's completely in command. Like there could be a foul ball coming up at any moment.
And I'm not saying he's the wizard in getting out of that Jordan is,
Mhm.
because he was. I don't know, but I'm not saying he's that good. He's that good at getting out of it. But it does feel like even when he's on, he doesn't. You're not. You are moments away from whoa. Like, what was
Yeah.
that? I think like Sahith has a little bit of that in him. Obviously, he's not really healthy right now, but I feel like Ben's got a little bit of that. And then he can. I think he could get pretty streaky with the putter. Again, a little Spiethian. So he does kind of make these mistakes. He's not a robot. He's got an unconventional move at it, I guess. He does this weird thing with his head. I'm not really sure what that when he at impact or something, he spazzes out and his head looks like it's going to spin off. But and the glasses.
It's the shades that make him look like a caricature a little bit.
I don't know if anyone that's played golf that has worn those kinds of glasses. They're like,
can I give him a shout out though? I want to give him props for wearing them at least. Like at least they're not hanging on the back of his head.
Yeah, I don't know how he hits in. I don't know how he plays in those. Aren't they like the metal aviators? Like metal rim aviators? They're not.
Are those gooder sunglasses?
I think they're like medicinal sunglasses, maybe. Like he needs.
Wait a second. How can you have a medicinal
sunglasses?
Well, you know what I mean. Prescription sunglasses. They're like not medicinal sunglasses.
There's like they're excreting some sort of some Adderall into his eyes.
Prescription. You know what I meant.
Medicinal.
Move along.
The Adderall is released when the UV rays
go gadget.
Your eyeballs.
You can feel the heart rate, and when the heart rate goes up and he's getting a little nervous, it's like, oh wait, we need some Adderall released into the eyeball.
Golly, they're just a little jarring to me, and they seem. I think it's the dissonance in the cognitive dissonance between a guy who is actually probably pretty likable. I mean, we interviewed him on the show years ago. It's in the archives. You can find it. A guy who's pretty likable, who's playing good golf. But if you just saw a guy like that walking around, you'd be like, those are kind of douchey sunglasses. You know what I mean? Like, it's just when you keep them on everywhere. Like, to me, if you're swinging a golf club at a high level wearing those sunglasses, like those are parking lot walking to and from the course sunglasses. If you're playing in those, are you also wearing them inside at the grocery store? And if you are, you're probably a tool. So it's the dissonance in that, and knowing all of his TikTok content that he did with Dana before, all of that. You're just on the edge of. You know what I mean?
I'm flying blind on the TikTok stuff. Can you explain to me a little more, like how much, like your hatred for it, and how much was he involved? Do you think this was like gun to his head? You need to do this. This is part of our relationship, or do you think this was his idea?
I will say I think it's improved drastically. It's either stopped altogether, or it's a lot of it now is like here's a day in the life of me playing a PGA Tour event. It's like I woke up this morning, I had breakfast with Dana. This was our breakfast in the hotel, and then I went and got a massage, and then here's the tour fitness truck, and we did it. And then I went.
That's exactly how it sounds too. It literally is that monotone.
I get it. Yeah.
So it's somewhat interesting content. Some of it is interesting for people who've not seen the behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, and I get it. But then it's like it before he got into like the day in the life of the tour stuff, it was very much like life on the road with my girlfriend Dana. And he would say Dana a million times in a 1 minute video. And he'd be like, this is me and my girlfriend Dana, and we're traveling to Sea Island, Georgia this week. Me and Dana are staying in this lovely resort. And then Dana watched me hit balls today from over there. And then we went and had lunch over here. Me and Dana did after I stretched. And then Dana went and got her nails done over here. And then we went to the grocery store, and Dana's gluten-free. So we had to shop here for her gluten-free bread. And then it was like this whole thing where it's like, God dang, if I hear Dana one more time, I'm going to poke my eyes out. But the content's gotten better. So that was where the whole Dana thing came about it's like a year ago. I just was like,
that's painful.
We got to put a stop to this.
By the way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you're not on TikTok.
Well, I want to like Ben Griffin. I think I actually find him likable.
He's a likable guy.
I do. I like him. That's tough though. They just don't make him like they used to, bro. They do not.
Like Matt
they
Every.
won't.
Shout
They
out
don't.
to another guy in the comments last week who was like,
Honestly, real quick before you get to this, I'm trying to go back to when I was just getting on tour and thinking about all of my buddies out there, and if any of them would entertain doing something like this. And it's just the hardest no ever. I mean,
Yeah.
It really is. It's the hardest no ever. I mean, fast forward, 15 years, and now it's like it just comes with it.
can you see Baudo doing a TikTok?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the misses and all, and this is me passed out on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. So good.
Shout out to the other guy in the YouTube comments yesterday that complained last week, and was like, I'm 14 minutes in and the show hasn't started yet. So we're 16 minutes in now and we still haven't gotten to the golf content, but we don't screw you. But you know, we could get into it now if you guys want to. Do you have any other comments on the Colonial?
Not really.
I don't.
Okay, I was traveling for work last week and I didn't see some of this, but did Scotty hurt himself or something?
I don't know.
Did you see that?
No.
I didn't see any of that.
Maybe it's no big deal.
Hold on. Before we get in, are we doing our picks first, or do you want to get into?
No, let's talk about the golf course.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah. Did
That's
you
what it says here on the rundown?
you play Memorial?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Played a bunch. I love that place.
Yeah.
Love the whole week's killer. It really is.
Were the milkshakes that good, Matt?
I never really touched. I probably had like one or two in my time there, but my stomach did not agree with that stuff at all. Yeah. But all the other guys, I mean, a lot of the guys just house those things all week.
I gotta break up. I gotta talk about something here.
Well,
I don't understand this, Matt. We are 17 minutes into the show. All I'm hearing about is how you don't like beer and you don't like milkshakes, and my whole attitude towards you is changing right now. I don't know. What do you do that's wrong?
What
you
do you
got
mean?
Great hair. Do you do anything that's like? Do you eat a hamburger every once in a while?
Yes, my diet's like the worst ever. Are you kidding me? Dude, yeah, I do plenty wrong. I'm not gonna like advertise it on here.
I know. I'm just messing with you. I want to hear something that you're so straight laced on the show tonight.
Super straight laced.
Yeah, that's something everybody says about Matt Every. That's such a straight laced guy. All right. Well, any thoughts on the golf course? Talk to us about the golf course.
It's one of the bigger ballparks on the tour. Great. 16 it's up in the air if you want to call it a good par. Most people would say it's not a great par 3. They're still trying to figure that one out. But the other 3 par 3s here are freaking really good. I just all around good test, fun week, great crowds, great setup for like theater golf. Dublin's a killer area. I just think it's a badass week on the tour.
Couple notes. I was looking at our course page on Bet the Number, and a couple things I wrote down that I think people should know. And if this strikes any other thoughts with you, Matt, on the golf course, greens and regulation average percentage since 2021, last 4 years, is 55%. That's 10% lower than average. Bogeys per round is higher than tour average. The rough penalty pretty much across the board on all shot distances is up above average. 13.4 shots on average per round between 125 and 225. So not a lot of short wedges into these greens. And 7.1 shots per round from the rough or the bunker around the green. So you don't have a lot of the tightly mown areas, tightly mown chipping spots around here. This is like hack it out of the thick stuff, or you're in a bunker, and you're going to miss a ton of greens because you're only hitting 55% of greens in regulation, right?
Yeah, bigger fairways here. I feel like there's the fairways are wider at Muirfield Village. It's interesting. This golf course changes a ton when it gets firm. It does, and I think that's maybe we had 4 firm years in the last 4 years. Does that sound right?
I think so.
If this place is wet, you can get after it. There's a lot, obviously it's Jack's course. I will always think a fader is going to play well here, especially coming into the greens if they're firm. There's a lot of right to left slopes on these greens. And if you can fight that ball back into those slopes, especially when they're firm, and if you can use the wind to your aid as well, it can make all the difference in the world. There's a lot of funnel pins here. You can big swings here, birdies and doubles. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you get out of position, you're going to pay a big price, but if you keep it in front of you here, there is opportunities.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think too, like when you think about like you talk about like when it's hard, like was it the COVID year where they played here twice, or was it the year after? And it felt like it was two different golf tournaments. One was super soft, it was very hard, and it was just like totally different both times. And it was a week after the other. I mean, it was 1 week, and then
was it Morikawa or Cantlay won the first week, and then Rahm won the second week, and they were totally different. They played them totally different. I think.
Well, Cantlay won the one that Rahm really should have won.
Yes,
because he got COVID, and they just basically had to give it to Cantlay.
Oh yeah. I remember that. God, that was so stupid. God, looking back, how dumb is that?
Oh, so many things, but that's up there.
That might be one of the.
You know what really bothered me about that whole situation was how nicely he handled it. I mean, if there was ever a time to just lose your shit,
I know he really could have.
It was right there. I mean, I would have given him a free pass for anything he did. I mean, anything. Lose it. This is the time right now. Yeah. And he went the other way with it.
That was unreal. God, I forgot all about that. That is insane to look back at. Yeah, I mean,
do we know what though? Do we have boots on the ground this week? Like it does matter if this course is firm, it's freaking way harder.
Yeah, the folks about the number of boots on the ground. We'll get some information from them in the Discord, I'm sure, tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, or Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. I was looking at the weather. I think it's it's dry pretty much all week.
Hot,
might get a little rain. No, it's not super hot. I don't think.
What about, is there anything with greenside bunkers here? Like, are they some of the harder ones on tour to get up and down out of?
According to the course page on BTN, no. The bunker.
I feel like one or a couple of years, didn't he do the thing with the rakes?
Okay, so they play slightly harder between 0 and 50 yards than tour average. They play a little easier from 16 to 30 yards than tour average, and same 31 plus. So like the really close 0 to 15 yards, they're slightly harder than tour average, like a tenth of a stroke. So the course page on BTN doesn't really call this a bomber's paradise, but there is some bomb opportunity. If you look at the 1.64 strokes gained per round, if you're 20 yards longer than average, losing about a shot per round if you're 10 to 25 yards shorter than average. So what do you think about distance here? I mean, you do have room off the fairway, so it's just kind of an overall strokes gained off the tee kind of course, you think?
Yeah, again, like level of firmness for me is big, because if it's soft, I mean, you're hitting driver probably 3 or 4 more times than if it's not. I mean, this place can take driver out of your hands a little bit. 2, 3, 5 potentially now, 9. There's 13, 14. There's it's not just hammer down on driver and go find it. I think it's very important to be playing out of the fairway here. Very important. And they give you room here.
Any good stories from Mirfield Village or the Dublin, Ohio?
Yeah. I feel like I played okay here sometimes. 1 year, I think it was the year Tiger won. I played all right this year too, but the year Tiger made that flop shot on 16. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Vaguely.
Yeah. So, well, they dressed it up like it was impossible, but it was.
That's what I remember about it. Was they made it look like it was.
I had the same shot like 4 groups before and hit it like 2 feet, and it was very basic. But anyways, the moment, killer shot. So anyways, that week Spencer Levine was playing really good. I think he was leading all week, and he was leading going into that final round. and we were all staying at the same hotel. We were staying in this Embassy Suites right there in Dublin, pretty close to the course. So we're down at the hotel bar that night, and it's like myself, Steve Marino, and Spence. And then like there's a bunch of people with the tournament down there, like fans. Nobody knows who we are. Nobody does. And there's probably, it's packed, and it's late. It's probably 11 p.m. and they're running Sports Center behind us, and they're going through the highlights of the tournament. And Spencer is leading, and they're showing them. And like, we're not really saying anything. And this guy next to us goes, "Oh, that Levine guy's going to choke his guts out tomorrow." And like, it's just not the person that needs to hear that. And it was a total mess. Steve like bowed up on this guy. It was a mess. And then I guess, we all know the next day that didn't work out. But yeah, I got another really good one there too. Do you want me to tell it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we were my caddy and I, Derek Mason, like we were like brothers basically for
the receiver from the Ravens for back in the day,
and not the forward for the Knicks either. No, Derek Mason from Naperville. So anyways, Derek, neither one of us could say no to each other. We had a blast for like 7 years, but we were also like brothers. We fought like brothers, and
I have no idea what that's like.
Huh?
I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So exactly. So I'm finishing on the front nine on Friday. I'm gonna miss the cut, or I wasn't gonna miss the cut yet. We get on number 6. It's a par 4, and I drove it in the left fairway bunker. I fatted it out of the bunker into the water short, make double, and now it's like it's not possible for me to make the cut. I can't. Like, I could go eagle, birdie, birdie, and I would miss by 1, right? So the next hole, there's a big walk back to the tee. It's like a 100-yard walk. And if you're caddying, you can 4-caddy. It's an easy, you know what I mean? Like, you're just going the other way. And I double, and like we had been at each other's throats all day about it was just kind of this rut we were in. And I see him quit on me and hand me the driver, and I'm walking back there. And I'm cussing him to this other caddy in my group. And I'm like, that piece of shit, like, whatever. And he goes, "You won't hit it out of bounds on purpose." And I was like, "Yeah, you want it right or left?" And he was like, "Right." And we bet $50, and he had to come back and hand me the ball. That was part of the bet. Like, he couldn't throw it to me. So I piped this thing so far right out of bounds. And I'm like not making eye contact so he could come back to the tee. And then he came back and he handed me the ball. Winner. Michael Kim wrote something on Twitter about that last year, but
That's hilarious.
He butchered it a little bit. That story gets gross legs as the years go by.
I'm sure Derek didn't have any words for you as he approached and walked up to you.
Oh, he laughed. I mean,
that's kind of Siwoo-esque, by the way.
Yeah.
That sounds like something Siwoo would do.
Oh, he would for sure do that.
Yeah. That's rich.
All right, what are we doing for picks?
All right, well, good stuff on the golf course. We kind of know Muirfield. Do want people to check out BTN. We've talked about BTN a bunch. You need to get in there and get involved. A lot of updates being made. Site's getting better and better as the months roll on. Golf season's kind of in the midpoint, I guess you could say, about now. And did great stuff for the PGA Championship. The live leaderboard is cooking. They've got a lot of other things they're working on in there. You need to get involved. The BTN matchup tool continues to be a banger. They've made some customization abilities to that. And of course, the Bet the Number model is published every single week. You can, if you don't want to build your own, you can take it from the guys whose boots on the ground every week and do this stuff all the time. So check it out. Link in the description. Me and Pat talked about it at the PGA. We are now, we announced that we are now equity owners in Bet the Number, and believe in the product, believe in the people, and want to see it do well, and are open to all the feedback you want to give us, because we want to grow this thing and make it awesome, even more awesome than it already is. So get in there with BTN. Code TJ gets you a discount on monthly or annual memberships. And remember, if you try a monthly or annual membership between now and through the US Open, we're going to throw your name in the hat, and we're going to draw somebody to win a free year in our Discord. And if you've already joined the Discord, then you could get another year added to your Discord. So get in there and try it. Even if you try it for the month, you're automatically enrolled and thrown in there. We're going to pull a name during the US Open week, and announce the winner the week after. I think that's for the Rocket. So give it a shot. Season-long bets. We didn't do any last week, but I think you guys kind of touched on it at the show after the PGA. Pat obviously had a good week with Scotty at the PGA, so he made up some ground on me. And I told you, Matt, you still got 12 weeks, man. You got 12 weeks to climb up out of the hole. You could
Harris had a decent week, didn't he?
Harris,
yeah,
who?
he got you. He saved you. Harris English saved you.
Yeah.
He actually helped you make up a lot of ground on Tony. So
how much back of Tony am I?
You're
right now?
you're 3.8 million behind Tony. So it's
big week this week.
Big week this week. You got a signature event. Yeah. All right. So the first pick is Pat. You have the first pick.
Huh.
Interesting. Well,
I wonder who you're going to take.
I mean, I guess I'm going to have to go with Scotty again.
Yeah, you are going to have to go with Scotty.
Yeah. So,
all right. So one name under 30 to 1 or less, right? That's what we're doing. I am going to go with I'm going with Tommy Ladd. So that means it's Tony. Tony texted us. He would looks like the first name he listed was Xander. So he's got Xander. Matt, it is you, sir, and you have both your picks.
I will go Morikawa.
Okay.
And then what did we say? 75 or worse?
75 to 1 or longer.
Yeah. Boy, he's just fucking staring right at me. Give me the pride of Wofford.
Lucas Lover?
No, and it ain't Will McGirt. You're one of the past champs here. Andrew Novak. Everybody knows those Wofford Terriers run hot up there in Dublin. Let's go, baby.
Something about those Terriers. First name Tony listed in this range is Bud Cowley. So he's got him some Bud Cowley, as Pat likes to say. I will go with God, dude. I would have loved to have Novak. Jerk.
How about the Pat? Go ahead, and then I want to bring something up here.
I'm gonna go with. I can't believe I'm doing that. I'm getting weird now. I've got a lead. I've got a kind of a good lead. I'm gonna get weird. Hopefully, I don't look back on this as kind of the point where I just started to lose it and get too cute. But I'm gonna go with Ricky Fowler.
Oh, jeez. I was actually going to go there, and I didn't think I was going to get that weird. All right.
He's been very okay. So, Pat, who you want?
I think I'm going to go with I think I'll go with Ben On.
All right.
Go with Ben On.
72-player field. You got to be within 10 shots to make the cut. I would imagine. I know Ben does like the milkshakes, so I think he'll do whatever he can to get 4 days of milkshakes in him during the tournament. What are you going to say, Matt?
The list of past champs here.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's random.
Lingmerth,
Will McGirt.
Remember little David Lingmerth?
Will McGirt, and I believe McGirt, the year he won, wasn't he in a playoff with John Curran?
Oh my gosh.
God, that's a name.
Think about those names though. Like in a little span right there, you had Curran, McGirt, and Lingmerth taken down. Honestly, one of the dude, outside of the majors and TPC, I mean, it's Bay Hill and Jack's tournament are the next two. I think if you ask most guys out there, and these two ballparks too are massive.
But hasn't that kind of slowed down? Like once they renovated things and they
peel me off the last 4 or 5 champs here.
Scheffler, Hovland, Horschel, Cantlay, Rahm,
and those are all kind of studs.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's kind of. I think once they got David wee little David, they were like, yeah, we got to do something. We can't.
Yeah. I don't know. Denny almost won.
Yeah, Denny was close.
Denny should have won.
Yeah.
Denny was close.
That was the one chance I had, I think, to ever win a outright with Denny McCarthy.
You had him that week?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was the one chance I
what
had.
was he at?
I think it was like 80, 90 to 1, something like that.
Oh, man.
Because it was a signature event, so he was up there.
Is Denny McCarthy a better player in this day and age than David Lingmerth was in his day and age?
Yeah.
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 Like,
but didn't David Lingmerth have like multiple wins, including this one?
I still think he's a better player.
Man,
I'm
if
just
we're talking
it
better
seems like
player.
kind of a comp, honestly. A little bit of a comp.
Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe the internet should
yeah,
chime in on that.
Yeah, that we might need a YouTube comments on that.
Like
but I think
yeah, in 10 years, are we going to be looking back at Denny McCarthy and be like, yeah, he's would rather have David Lingmerth's career. But
I played a lot of golf with Dave Lingmerth.
Everyone on gambling Twitter would, give their left nut to see Denny McCarthy win a golf tournament.
I'm taking him off the list this week.
Who wins first? Who wins? You're taking him off the list.
Yeah, he was on there, but now all of this talk about Denny, I'm scratching him off.
So we got Denny, and then you took Tommy too. So
no, I didn't take him to. That's I'm in kind of defense mode right now, Matt. This. I don't know that I
would
want.
You take him to finish second or third?
Yeah, second or third or fourth.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just playing defense. When you take Scotty off the board because Pat had the first pick, I'm just I don't know.
What do you think about Scotty this week? I mean, I feel like I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I like it this week. These 4 events in a row too. I mean, let's pump the brakes. 2 of them were in his hometown. He's played here a million times. Not a million, but he's played here enough. Yeah. It's an easy week. He can show up Wednesday morning if he wanted to and get after it.
I agree.
I don't think physically there's any issues there at all. And I almost like him even more that he didn't win last week.
I mean, the last 3 years that he's played this tournament, his tee to green strokes gain numbers, last year he gained 12.8, 2023 20.7, and 2021 11.8. Like 2023, he should have won this tournament the last 2 years. 2023, he lost 8.5 strokes putting. 8.5.
Man, that'd be a tough way to play golf.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah. So who else do you like? Because we'll get your bets and your
Scotty. Honestly, Scotty. I mean, is
there anything we could parlay with Scotty, like another sport? I was actually looking. I was going to do some baseball.
Yeah, tonight. O'Neal Cruz, anytime home run, he's been on a bit of a heater, boys. We got 11 right now.
Time for that though.
The people won't hear this tonight. So
that's true.
What about tomorrow?
Let's think tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe we could tie it in with some other golf bet.
Is the Belmont this weekend? Horse race? Don't we have the pennies this weekend? Maybe.
Hey, listen. Do you guys ever mess with early round tennis in the majors?
I would never. I don't know what to do there. No.
Ooh, there's a couple sneaky
But if you got heaters,
that are pretty good at picking up upsets in those early rounds. I'm looking at other guys potentially here. I don't hate Victor. I know he's a little weird about his game right now, but I just think I like a fader this week. Obviously, he fits the mold there. Morikawa, like him as well, and Scotty. Those are the 3 guys I like.
So I mean, cream rising to the
chalk.
top.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if you had to pick one dark horse, one guy beyond, let's say 40 to 1 or longer. Actually, let's go 50 to 1 or longer because there's a couple of names in the 40. 50 to 1 or longer. Just give me a couple that you just tickle you in the right places. That could go toe to toe and maybe squeak one out against Scotty. Maybe he loses 3 shots putting this week.
I don't know, dude. I mean, Novak's been playing nice golf. He's 75 to 1, but I don't know how you're going to beat Scotty Scheffler this week. I just feel like it's a big ask. I'm looking at like guys. I don't see anything that
Okay.
jumps out at me.
Okay. All right, Matt, we'll get you out of here with your baseball card of the week, buddy.
Oh yeah,
this is our favorite part of the show.
Okay, so it's not a baseball card.
Oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
It's a football card. It's a football card.
Okay, we did that before.
I think we said we were going to do baseball cards.
Well, we did, but my baseball cards are like basic. You're gonna know, like a Bo Jackson rookie, a Chipper Jones rookie, like whatever.
You don't have any Steve Averys like I brought?
I probably do, but I don't. I've thrown away a lot of all my base cards. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When do I get to open my mystery pack?
Yeah. When are we doing that?
US Open show, Pat.
Oh, well, I'm not going to be on
do
that
you?
show.
Wait.
What?
Yeah, not going to be on that show.
You're
Where are
not
you
gonna be
going?
on the US Open show?
Yeah, I'm out on the US Open. Totally out. Yep.
Pat Perry, the co-founder, the lifeblood behind the tour.
You know, sometimes people take off. Sometimes people take off.
Major championship.
No, I'll come in for like 15 minutes, just like Matt comes in, but you don't come in, but I'll come in on the show. I just can't, be a co-host.
Unbelievable, Matt. I pray
I'll be here.
I can't imagine doing our 10th US Open preview in the history of Tour Junkies by myself, or even without.
I can't imagine doing a Players Championship by myself or 3 other shows this year. So,
yeah. Well, the major is a major. I mean, it's a major.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get to this card.
Okay.
All right. And Pat's not going to be with us for the US Open. That's a bummer. Okay. This card. Do you want to play like you guys asked me questions? He's not currently. He's not playing in the league. He's in the last 15 years he played in the league.
Offense or defense?
I'll give you that. How about we do this? You each get, once you guess a name, if you're wrong, you're out. Okay.
One guess?
No. You each get 3 questions. Okay.
Each get 3 questions.
And then, but if you guess a name and you're wrong, you're done.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. Offense or defense?
Offense or defense? Yeah.
Offense.
Okay. Pat.
He's not currently playing anymore.
SEC school.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Offense, SEC school. Skill position player or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, skill position is anything but the trenches, right?
Basically.
Receiver, tight end, tailback, quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he really fast?
He was known for being shifty.
Okay.
We gotta get the position.
I think I might know who it is, but I'm just
shut up. Black guy.
I think Pat knows who it is too.
I really think I know who it is.
Huh?
Black guy?
No.
I think I know who it is.
We know who it is.
I have
wait. What, you know it too, DB?
Yeah. Go ahead, Pat.
I think it's Rex Grossman.
Oh, no, it's not.
Damn it.
Great guess. Similar, not
Rex
far out.
Grossman. Yes, Rex.
Listen, Matt, I think I was on the right track. You got to give me credit. I think I was on the right.
Similar humans.
Okay. Is he a quarterback?
Yes.
Okay, you're out of questions, Pat. Or no, you have one more question.
No, I didn't.
He guessed and he was wrong.
I already guessed and I was wrong. So
15. Is it? I mean, the easy answer is it Tim Tebow?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Are we ready? Johnny Manziel.
Oh God.
Rookie patch auto at a 99. This is part of the PC right here, boys. I got this a couple years ago. Pretty proud of it. I think it's a nice piece.
That's a good piece. I was picking you as a Florida. It was going to be a Florida Gator guy when you said SEC.
I love the Rex Grossman call. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna fucking buy a rookie Rex Grossman card tonight on eBay.
Sweet. I love
it. You got him all lubed up for Rex Grossman.
I think Rex is living around Jacksonville now. Dude,
I mean,
Rex back when he was in college.
Yeah.
He was an animal.
He played in a Super Bowl.
I know.
Yeah.
Almost won
for the Bears. Was it the Bears?
Yeah.
God, can you Can you believe the Bears made it to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman?
Didn't they onside the kick in the second half? It was to come out in the second half. I think they onside kicked it, or like they returned the kick, or maybe who does the Bears lose to in that Super Bowl?
I thought it was the Colts.
Yeah, I think it was, and they tried to onside kick it, maybe.
And Peyton made him pay.
Yeah, something happened. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm right on that.
I don't know if I'm right on that.
That's a pretty card there, Matt. Pretty card. Have
Thanks,
you ever met
dude.
Johnny Manziel through golf or anything?
No. 1 year when I played Augusta, a couple of like my friends that came up to watch me, got hammered with him there, but that's the closest I got to him.
If you had the chance to get hammered, if your friends were like, dude, we're down here at this house, it's Wednesday night before you tee up for the Masters, and they're like, Johnny's down here, we're getting absolutely throttled tonight.
Yeah.
You got to come out. Would you have done it, or would you have been a good boy and said, guys,
honest answer?
Yeah.
No chance. No chance. It's like the night before first round of Augusta. Like that sounds like no chance.
I was gauging your affinity for Johnny Manziel. That's all.
No.
If it was Tim Tebow,
my affinity for the Masters is a little bigger.
Grossman.
Yeah, Rex maybe. Rex over Tebow for sure.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it, dude. We'll be back next week. RBC Canadian Open. 3 amigos.
Can't wait.
All right.
Talk about poutine next week.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Some kind of
French fries and
it's a delicacy.
Kind of gravy or something on there. We had it when I went to Canada.
All right. See you, boys.
See ya.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, goodness. Good times with our boy, Matt Every. Also going to have some good times when we get to the Ryder Cup in September. If you people aren't getting involved and getting enrolled, you need to, because we're going to the Ryder Cup, the Tour Junkies Ultimate Ryder Cup Golf Getaway. Pat, I saw you talk about this last week. You did a great job, buddy. Great job on your part.
I can't wait for this trip. I mean,
yeah, it's going to be fun. We've been talking about who's shaping up to be on the Ryder Cup team, and Lord, it might be a bloodbath. The Europeans might absolutely kill us. They're going to need us. They're really going to need us. They're going to need all the Tour Junkies faithful, and we want you to come hang out with us. Spend a weekend with the Tour Junkies. That's what this is about, pulling on the USA, having a good time. We're going to kick off the trip on Thursday night with a Yankees game in Yankee Stadium. We've got the hotel accommodations taken care of, transportation to and from all these events taken care of. On Friday, we're going to play 27 holes at a little Muni there in Manhattan. Play some golf with me and Pat. We're going to try to play with everybody at least one time, one hole, a couple holes on that day. If there's less people there, it'll be a lot more intimate. We've got food included that day. We're going to watch the Ryder Cup on Saturday, all together, all on site, tackling the grounds of Bethpage Black, pulling on the Americans, doing our thing. And then Saturday night, we're going to go to a special little bar spot, watch the Georgia Bulldogs beat the Alabama Crimson Tide in some football, and then Sunday wake up and do it all over again. You've got a couple of different packages you can choose from, but you don't have to be stuck in these packages if you can only do so much and you just want to get involved somehow. You're welcome to fill out the form in the description below, and our friends at Elite Events will do their best to figure it out and make it work for you. And that's what I was going to say. Just fill out the form if you're at all interested. It doesn't commit you to anything. You're not going to get spam emails and text messages. You can say, hey, I'm interested, but I'm not sure I could shake this part or that part. And I don't want to overpay for something I'm not going to be able to do. They will work with you. And if you fill out the form, you're going to get a free entry. We talked about this on the PGA Championship show. You get a free entry and possible win an opportunity to compete in the final season-long DraftKings contest for our Discord-only Listener League, where the winner of that contest, that DraftKings contest that week, gets to come and spend another weekend with me and Pat, either in Augusta or Savannah, playing some golf with us and doing a lot of fun things, which we just finished doing with our friend Evan a couple weeks ago. So good incentive there just to fill out the form. If you just fill out the form, anybody who fills out the form with some interest and willing to talk to Elite Events about figuring out a way to get here for the Ryder Cup, then you're automatically entered into that drawing, and we'll pull that as well right after the U.S. Open. So check it out. Let's make the Ryder Cup happen. It'll be a good time. Pat, let's talk about the top of the betting board. We talked about Scotty. I really do think Scotty probably just wins this thing again. He's 3-1. I would love to figure out how to juice it to like 6 or 7-1, maybe. I don't know about any more than that. I tried to mess around with it beforehand, but none of the sites were letting me do it. There's really not any other sports I feel great about. If the odds come out for the Bulldogs, they're playing their regional tournament this
Yeah.
weekend in Athens.
Look at you knowing that.
Yeah, and it's 3 crappy teams. Oklahoma State, I think, is the best team, but it's like Duke, Oklahoma State, and then Binghamton, which I'm not really sure what that is. It could be, I don't know. But anyway, I got a feeling we're going to win that game. We can money line that or spread it, but I didn't see any odds. I don't really have any other things to parlay with it, but I do think Scotty probably wins this thing. And I think
Yeah.
whoever, if it's not him, they need to be ready to go toe to toe with him because I just don't see him not being up there. Like actually in contention. Like I know he finished well this week, but he wasn't really in contention. He just had a good Sunday. But I think he's going to be in contention here.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he's I mean, he's obviously it's just it's a Scotty week, I think for sure. I do think Xander's going to show up this week. Xander's 14-1 on DraftKings right now. I think Xander could have a good week. Kind of feeling like it's time for him to step up the game to that point. I mean, he's been playing well. I mean, you look at, well enough. I mean, it's been okay.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he hasn't looked like last year's Xander.
no, he hasn't. But this is a course he's got good history on. Like I think if I'm looking at Xander and Colin Morikawa, who are the next 2 favorites after Scotty, I think Xander's the one I would go to at 14-1.
Yeah,
that's where I would go over Kawa. I just don't feel like confident about Kawa right now. So.
I don't either. I kind of really. So I did my own model on Bet the Number. Got a little more granular and kind of spread out some of the approach distances than our friends at Bet the Number did, and really like honed in on some of the around the green stuff out of the bunker and the thick rough instead of just catching all the tight chipping area stuff. And it just didn't spit out anybody really impressive until you get into Corey Connors land, and then Tommy's playing well. But like I don't trust Corey Connors or Tommy Fleetwood to beat Scotty Scheffler. Like I don't even think it's. I mean, is it possible? Yes, but I like guys at 40-1 that might have a little more dog in them to beat Scotty than I do Tommy and Corey Connors. Although I like them, I think they'll be up there. I think they'll play well. So I mean, after Scotty, I'm looking at Sepp at 40-1. It just feels like a broken record, but I mean, and we can do this exercise again because we did it last time. You hit Sepp again. If you look at Sepp Straka, who do you trust more down the stretch on Sunday to win a golf tournament over a Scotty Scheffler more than Sepp and Jordan Spieth? It'd be Sepp right now. Sepp and Hideki. I don't know. Maybe Hideki. He's kind of got it in him. Hovland. Maybe. Corey Connors, Tommy Fleetwood? Absolutely not.
No.
Ludwig seems broken. Cantlay? 100%. JT? Maybe. I could see JT doing it. Morikawa? Don't trust it. Xander? Yeah, but not looking great. So, like, there ain't too many people above Sepp Straka that I trust to just – he just gets so calm, cool, and collected and flatlined when he's in it and he's in contention to close out a tournament. And now he's done it, 4 or 5 times?
Mm-hmm.
I just trust him. And 40-1 seems crazy.
It does, and it's just crazy how like it just continues to be like right in that zone on these big weeks when you've got a great field where that's where he is.
Mhm.
And you keep it's like a stock or something like it has like this little bit of bad news, which was the PGA Championship for Sepp.
Yeah.
And then you kind of, the price gets a little bit cheaper. And here we are right back again on another golf course that does suit Sepp. I mean, he's done well here. He was 5th last year. He was 16th the year before that. So I think if there's any, like obviously, Truist was on a course that nobody had really ever seen. And this one is a course that we have seen, but I think for sure that Sepp could certainly win on this golf course, and it's a good fit for him. And like you said, if you just kind of look at down the line, the shorter odds guys, he's better than a lot of them. I would trust Sepp over Cantlay.
Yeah, me too. And Cantlay's got an amazing record here, but
yeah,
I mean, Pat, thinking that you make the stock parallel. I mean, whose PE ratio is better than Sepp Straka other than Scotty Scheffler up there?
I mean, JT's probably got a decent PE.
JT's got a similar, yeah. But I mean, he hadn't won as many times as Sepp has this year.
No.
Hadn't won as many times as Sepp has in the last 3 years? 2 years? 3 years? I don't know. Like,
I think Victor's the one up there that you're looking at and you're like, man, he won this year. Good fit.
Yeah.
I think he's the one where you're kind of like, I don't know what the the data's showing me here. What are the fundamentals behind Victor Hovland? Are they good or are they bad? I don't know. I feel like they're okay. I might take a chance on Victor. He's
Yeah,
one that I would say.
mine are not great. The fundamentals are not great. The sentiment is
No.
good. The sentiment is high. It's nice, but the fundamentals on Victor are not great. So, I'm skipping straight to Sep. I took a peek at Lowry, but god dang Lowry, we know what he
No, we
does.
can't do that. We can't do it.
And then Siwoo, I mean, I got to be honest, like I totally forgot how good Siwoo's record is here. It's really good. And I think we saw the Masters kind of fire him up. I even know that he said some things about missing the Masters this year and how much that pissed him off and how he kind of got on his horse after that. And it's shown. I mean, it's he's not top 5 in anything, but obviously the PGA went well. He's starting to look like Siwoo. He's likely to avoid the trouble off the tee. It's just a matter of can the irons and the putter be right. But 40-1 for Siwoo's enticing to me. And then I really just one more guy that I really like is English at 60. Just because again, like something about those couple of those Bulldogs, English, Straka, Harmon, Henley, like Kirk, those guys, we've seen them when they win, they can just kind of flatline and not be affected, not be shook by who's around them or what's going on. And I think that's the kind of attitude and temperament. Obviously, you hope that they're hitting it well and they're putting it nice, but and who knows, English is kind of hit or miss with that at times. But when it clicks, it really clicks for him, and I could see him doing okay. 60-1's enticing to me, but man, it's really hard not to do something other than Scotty and Sep and maybe one more. It's going to be tough for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. I think I got 2 in here that are in this range, and then it's hard to go beyond it. But look, we haven't talked about this guy much all year because I feel like he's been broken, but I don't think he's broken anymore. And I think it's Matthew Fitzpatrick, DV. I think Fitzy is
signs, isn't he?
He's showing signs. I mean, T23 at the Truist, top 10 last week at the PGA Championship, hit the ball fantastic. I mean, gained over 6 strokes ball striking. Everything was positive. Nothing was negative. The approach game was incredible. Around the green was good. Putter was good. And the putter's been pretty bad. But his approach play is really where I think he's improved a lot just the last few weeks. He's gained strokes in his last 3 measured tournaments. So I don't know what he did at the Zurich, but
the last time he's done that in shot length measured tournaments that I looked at, I was curious on that, was this time 2023. It's been 2 years since he's gained strokes 3 tournaments in a row in approach play.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing out the Zurich. I don't even care.
Yeah, I would throw out that too. But he
did.
I think
his partner was his brother, who sucks. I mean,
he's still a 7 under. He wasn't.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I think they're probably borderline, but
yeah,
you can't. It is interesting. Can I be honest?
He seems to show up in these kind of like these harder golf courses.
Yeah.
Better fields. I mean, I think he's worth a play.
Can I say this? I was kind of good when life was a little better when Matt Fitzpatrick just kind of sucked and we knew he was going to suck. I got to be honest. Like,
yeah.
I don't know that I want Matt Fitzpatrick to be good again. And I don't really know why. It's just a weaselly little man to me. I don't.
Would you rather him be good or Ben Griffin? Because I kind of feel like they're the same player, and Ben's just a little bit younger, and he's American.
I prefer Ben.
I think I'd prefer Fitzy.
Yeah, you always had a thing for Fitzy. Anybody else for you?
The other one's Tony Finau. I think Finau's kind of the same. He's starting to come around too. He's 50-1. Look at his last 3 events. He's got a T38 at the Heritage, T15 at Truist, top 20 at the PGA, T8 here last year. I think he's starting to prove. Let's dive into him a little bit more. I mean, the PGA, his approach play was fantastic. Ball striking was good. The approach play has been a little hit or miss, but ball striking in general has been positive for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight weeks. Good off the tee, or a good tee to green. So I don't know. I think Finau's another one we could look at there at 50-1. Between the two, I'd rather go Fitzpatrick, but I think Finau is.
I see what you're seeing in Finau. I see that you're trying to be early on the potential revival of Tony Finau. Tony Finau has not won an event since 2023, and he's not won an event that was like halfway difficult with a halfway difficult field since the 2021 Northern Trust. And I just don't see. So I see your analysis, and I think, okay, maybe he's a top 10, but maybe he's a top 10 bet, which we're about to get to. But him winning this week, I absolutely can't get there. Like, there's no world where I could get there. So
yeah, I mean, look,
but I see what you're seeing.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk top 10s. Let's get out of here. My two locks are the two guys that pop for me in the model, pop for me when it comes to course, or a little recent form, just course fit here. But I just can't see him taking down Scotty, and that's Tommy Ladd and Corey Connors. Top 10 numbers. Tommy's 2-1. Connors is plus 225. My bomb, Matt Every talked about him on the season-long bet, is at plus 450, a top 10 for Novak. That is Novak's a confident guy right now, and we know that. He's hitting it well. He's kind of boomer bust, but I think he comes into these events now feeling like, hey, I've earned my spot here. I'm playing well. I'm hitting it well. My partner at the Zurich just took down another one. Like, I can catch some steam too. It was almost him at another signature event at Hilton Head. I think Novak could have a really good week again, or it could be he actually is like one of the few guys that misses the cut, but plus 450, top 10 for Novak.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with a couple guys here that I like as far as my just absolute locks. I'm going to go with Xander at plus 130. I mean, look, he's the next favorite. You're getting a plus number on him. I'll go Xander there. I'll go Hideki at plus 250. I like that for a top 10. I think he could have a sneaky good week. And then the last one, I was with you when you were talking about him earlier when you took him in the season long bet. I like Ricky Fowler this week. So plus 450 Ricky Fowler as a top 10 play.
Yeah, I don't know how comfortable I feel about it, but I was just, I'm feeling a little frisky.
Look, he's coming around.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing some signs, which is good.
And he's got this has been a good event for him historically. So
yeah, good stuff. We'll be back next week for the RBC Canadian Open. And let's have a great week here for the Memorial. Happy Memorial Day to everyone, by the way. Appreciate all those who serve our country and have given the ultimate sacrifice. Shout out to you if you're listening. We appreciate it. And praying for the families of those who have lost soldiers and military members in the line of duty. We appreciate it. Freedom ain't free, people. Celebrate Memorial Day, and let's have a great week. See ya. Out. Tour Junkies featuring David Barnett is not an affiliate of CWM LLC. Opinions expressed by the host or guests do not reflect those of CWM LLC. CWM LLC does not endorse gambling or the entities promoted by the Tour Junkies podcast. David is a non-registered representative of CWM LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.